Well, Leafs Nation, here we are. 82 games. The regular season has come and gone. And for the last little while, we've known where the Leafs were going to sit. It was just a matter of who they were going to face. And now we know. The Leafs are going to be taking on the Boston Bruins, pretty much the exact same format as we did back in 2013 playoffs. Oh my goodness. Revenge. Now, first off, before I mention anything about my thoughts about the upcoming series, if the Leafs can take them, how many games, what are the goods, the positives, and the negatives the Leafs have coming into the series, my plan, I will not be able to make Game 1 down at the Air Canada Centre in Maple Leaf Square for that game. But Game 2, Saturday night, 8 o'clock puck drop at TD Garden, I will be down there in the square. If you guys are interested in heading down, send me a DM on Twitter. Link is in the description below for that. Also, in the comments, please, if you guys are interested and are like, yeah, I'll be down there, hey, fire me a message, send me a comment down below, and I'll be definitely reading everybody's comments after this video. And if you guys see me down there, hey, don't be afraid to say hi. You know, I'm a very approachable person. We can hang out, we'll watch the game, we'll have a great time. But let me know if you guys are interested, of course. All right, so with that being said, Game 1 is Thursday. So if we're breaking down the series real quick, we play Thursday in Boston, Saturday in Boston, then Monday back at the Air Canada Centre, then a couple days off, then Thursday back at the Air Canada Centre, Saturday back in Boston if needed, back at home, all that great stuff. But the first 4 games, you know, I'm just so excited. I know you guys are too, because we knew from last season we wanted to get back in the playoffs because we knew this team should be in the playoffs, and they got there. A lot of teams make one playoff run and then don't get back there. Calgary, Edmonton, for goodness sakes. Those teams were playoff teams last year and a couple of years ago. Obviously, Edmonton wasn't, but you guys know what I mean. And now they're not in the playoffs. The Leafs, back-to-back playoff appearances, and they've had better seasons every single year. They've had their historic season this year, best points, most home wins. Freddie Anderson with the most wins for a single goalie in a regular season in franchise history. Lots of records broken. The Boston Bruins, however, are a very good team. If we're trying to find anything, they have not been playing the greatest hockey as of late. Now, that could be because they want to play the Leafs. I'm not sure. I don't know why you'd want to play us over New Jersey, but hey, everyone has their opinions. The Leafs did win the season series 3-2. 2 of those wins, though, however, were before Boston made their crazy streaks, and it was earlier in the season, but it was split once they start really playing well. But this is just going to be a dogfight of a series. If you look at the first lines, they're very similar, but I think Boston's got an edge. I know, guys, I know. Matthews, Nylander, Hyman, we know how nasty it is. We love our first line. But when you have a first line of Patrice Bergeron, who, I'm looking at his stats here, in 64 games, he's had 63 points, a point-a-game player, and a 30-goal scorer in 63 games. Yeah, put that into perspective. The greasy rat man, Brad Marchand, 85 points in 68 games. Why? Because of a bunch of suspensions, because he's an idiot. And then David Pastrnak with 80 points in 82 games. That's a nasty first line. Now, when it comes to depth scoring, the second line, you could give it to the Leafs. Third line, you should give it to the Leafs. And the fourth line, I know their fourth line is speedy, and I know the Leafs are very, their fourth line is very fast no matter who you throw in there. Plekanec has some speed to him. We know what Kapanen's got. His acceleration is through the roof. And when you throw in Janssen in there, he's terrific. So it's just going to be a fun one. But the one thing that Boston is scaring me a little bit, since they lost Brendan Carlo, their defenseman, they've kind of slipped up a little bit. But they have a very good defense core. And you can't forget Tuukka Rask in the net. He's the one that did it to us in 2013. And their defense core isn't a lot different. I mean, it is a lot. They don't have Seidenberg. They don't have Andrew Ference. But they have Adam McQuaid, Kevin Miller, Charlie McAvoy, Torrey Krug, Zdeno Chara. I mean, the big lug. And Nick Holden as well. They got a very good team. I'm not saying this is going to be a cakewalk. My personal opinion is going to be the Leafs in 7. That's my opinion. Is it going to be tough? Is it going to be a dogfight every single game? Oh, yeah. But I think the big thing for this Leafs team, can they get out to a 1-0 series lead early? Can they do that? They couldn't do that against Washington last year. They had a 2-0 lead in Game 1 last year against Washington, but then blew it. Can the Leafs win Game 1? If they can on Thursday, that'll show a lot of people like, okay, maybe this team's for real. Because we know what we are. We know what we can do. And we want to see the Leafs do it. Look, Freddie Anderson, we saw him last year in the playoffs. He was remarkable against Washington. We need him to be like that, if not better. The way he played against Montreal in the last game of the season, you want him to play something along those lines. You want him to play stellar. You know what you're going to get with Tuukka Rask. He's going to be terrific. You know what they're going to get from their defensemen. A lot of active pinching D-men with Torrey Krug and guys like that. They're fast. They're strong. I'm not saying they're big and they're physical, because really they're not. A lot of people are saying, oh, the big bad Boston Bruins. How many big guys do they have? Chara, yeah, well, he's a monster. He's not even big. He's a freak. And you get Adam McQuaid, who just wants to fight people. And other than that, Torrey Krug's not the biggest guy. Kevin Miller's not huge. Charlie McAvoy's not a big guy. And their first line is not the biggest line either. So it's not like these guys are a big, mammoth, scary team like the Winnipeg Jets. They're a team that is kind of similar to the Leafs. That's what's going to be kind of interesting about this team. Can they hold up defensively against that first line? If you can find a way to contain that Marchand, Pasternak, and Bergeron first line, the Leafs might have a good time. Now, it's going to be tricky. One game at a time, guys. We know it's going to be a fight, but I'm so excited. I mean, Leafs hockey is better than ever I've ever imagined. I was born in 96, so I never lived any of the crazy 90s days with Gilmore and all that crazy stuff. I had the Matt Sundin days where they kept beating Ottawa in round ones and then lost to Philly all the time. That was that. And then afterwards, when I really became a hardcore fan, they sucked. So this is the golden age for me as a Leaf fan, and I'm loving it. And I know you guys, if you guys are around the age of 20 or even younger, this is yours too. Enjoy it, embrace it, and let's cheer on those buds, all right? Let's cheer these guys on. I know I'm excited. You guys are, all right? I don't want to ramble on too much here because, hey, what else is there to be said? Talk is cheap. We want to see it on the ice, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. You guys enjoy this video, and you guys are pumped for round 1 of the NHL playoffs, Leafs and Bruins. Let me hit that like button. I do appreciate that. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below. What are your predictions for the series? Who's going to be the reason the Leafs come out on top? Who's going to be the reason the Bruins come out on top? Thank you from both sides. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Everything about this. And like I said, let me know what you guys think about coming down to Maple Leaf Square on Saturday night, because I know I'll be down there getting pumped. All right? So, we'll talk to you guys next Wednesday. Podcast edition. Won't be able to do it Monday like today. Won't be able to do it Tuesday like usual. Wednesday, it'll be uploaded to you guys. Link is in the description to the podcast channel. Link is also in the description for the podcast itself on iTunes. So please, guys, go check that out. And we will talk to you guys, Blue Jays edition tomorrow as they take on the Baltimore Orioles. Again, game 2 of that series. Jays look to win their third straight series, and just be on an absolute roll here. As for the Raptors, they take on the Miami Heat in Miami on Wednesday night to wrap up their regular season. This is where the things start getting hectic on the channel, people. We got so many videos. Now we got some playoff videos. Holy smokes, we're going nuts. But I know it's exciting time to be a Toronto sports fan. I know you guys are excited. I know I am. We'll talk to you guys Leafs edition Thursday night, 7 p.m. puck drop. Game 1, round 1. Leafs at TD Garden taking on the Bruins. Here we go. 82 come and gone. Game 1 of the playoffs Thursday night.